guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so I have my camera view facing forward this morning because that's kind of what I'm going to talk about this morning. There was another vision right after, it was the night after the raccoon one a few nights ago, and that will sort of bring a little bit more understanding about the revelation through the white raccoon, even the little bit that I mentioned about the dead possum, because you know they play dead, and I saw a possum being buried. That thing was not dead. It come back to life and it dug itself out. It came out of the ground, and I never understood it, because why would I associate a possum with the Lord? Why would I do that? So it never occurred to me until now, until the raccoon bit, you know. So I mean, these little things, we can just, if we look close enough, things may seem odd to us at first, but we always have to exhaust everything, or else we're gonna miss so much important stuff. Okay, so what the Lord had shown me right after the raccoon was this. I used to love to sing, and my voice was really high-pitched at one time, and that, you know, I sung at the higher keys. But as I got older, my voice like really settled into a much deeper tone, so I couldn't sustain the higher keys, and that just can come with age. And plus, if you don't do it all the time, if you don't use it, you will lose it. And it's the same way with the gifts. You will grieve the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and the gifts won't be as well pronounced. It's like they go dormant, but they're just not as strong, and like I said, as pronounced. They're always there, but it is just like a muscle. You have to exercise that muscle and stay in tune with it, just like our relationship with the Lord. This is one of the icings that comes with the relationship with the Lord. So anyway, with that said, what he had shown me was about singing. I was singing in a much higher register, and at a really high key that I know that I cannot sustain. Now, even though I was holding the note at that higher key and register, it sounded off, and it made it almost like nails on a chalkboard. And realistically, it probably would sound like that, not as solid, because, you know, I just can't go up that high without there being consequences, or my throat trying to pinch the note off, because it's uncomfortable. I just don't sing at that key. So but I knew that there was something wrong with it, and it was like nails on a chalkboard, and I didn't like it. But you know, I woke up after seeing and hearing this, and I was like, okay, what is the Lord trying to say with this? Because these two revelations were back to back, and it doesn't always look like it is going to be something that, you know, God would show you. His ways are higher than ours. He knows how to speak to us. He knows how to speak to us. So sometimes it's through things we're unfamiliar with. Sometimes it's through things we are familiar with. Now, singing I was familiar with. The raccoon I was not familiar with. I did not know that there was a white one, you know, an albino one. I had never heard of that. I've heard of albino deer. I've seen them, things like that. Never a raccoon. Never, ever. So, anyway, yeah, I was singing at that higher key, so whenever I woke up, I thought, okay, I was singing at a higher key. What key? The keys. And then I could hear a word resurfacing the Lord had given me last year before my vehicle was placed in the shop. I had the word wrote out on a card, and it was in my Jeep, and it stayed in my Jeep until 7 months later, and then that's when I found it. And he said, behold, I have set before you an open door in which no man can shut. And so I knew the keys going into the door. Okay, when he washed the disciples' feet, because I went over the raccoon where he that washes with his hands. Okay, he washed the disciples' feet. He was preparing their feet to carry the gospel. Okay, now, I mean, they had to be prepared because they was fixing to step off into holy ground. Their feet had to be clean. Just like when Moses was told, take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. So it was fixing to propel them into the next phase of higher operation in their gifts, in their discernment, revelation, all of these things, responsibilities. And when you are propelled, do keep in mind, you are held at a higher standard. So the revelation for this, the word with this, me singing at a higher key, the reason why it did not sound good at all is because I was using the right key, a higher key. Reason why it did not sound good is because I was using the right keys on the right door, but I was walking in through the threshold of that door in my old ways. So beware. Make sure when you walk through that door, you are not walking in your old ways. Lay that down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this message, and I thank you for watching.